A severed head floating in a river, still singing. A woman poisoning a bathing pool out of pure jealousy. Another sitting in a boat, watching her own death approach. These aren't horror films, they're Victorian paintings. And the artist behind them? John William Waterhouse, the man who turned Greek tragedy and Shakespearean drama into some of the most hauntingly beautiful images ever created. Today, we're decoding 10 of his darkest, most tragic masterpieces. And trust me, by the end, you'll never look at Victorian art the same way again. Let's start with his most iconic work. A woman in white, sitting in a boat. 3 candles beside her, 2 already blown out. This is the Lady of Shalott, and she's drifting toward her death. Here's what happened. She was cursed, forbidden from looking directly at the outside world. She could only see life through a mirror, watching shadows, reflections, never reality. Then one day, she saw Sir Lancelot riding past her tower, and she looked. The moment she turned her head, the curse activated. The mirror cracked. Her tapestry flew off the loom. So she climbed into this boat, laid herself on the very tapestry she'd woven, and let the river carry her to Camelot. Those candles? They represent her life, fading with each passing moment. Waterhouse painted the exact second when she knows what's coming. When acceptance meets tragedy. The white dress glowing against the darkness makes her look like a ghost already halfway gone. It's devastating, it's beautiful, and it's pure Waterhouse. Miranda stands on a rocky shore, hair whipping in the wind, watching a ship tear apart in a violent storm. But here's the twist. Her father caused this. Prospero, the exiled Duke of Milan, spent 12 years on this island mastering magic. Now he's using a tempest to wreck a ship carrying the men who betrayed him, his own brother and the King of Naples. Miranda has never seen another human being besides her father. She's horrified, begging him to stop. She doesn't know this storm will bring her face to face with Prince Ferdinand, the king's son. That this destruction is actually the beginning of her love story. Waterhouse captures that moment of pure compassion. Before fate, before love, before everything changes. Just a girl watching what she thinks is senseless death. Now things get witchy. A sorceress crouches low, drawing a flaming circle with her wand. There is a live snake coiled around her neck like jewelry. Outside the circle, ravens, a frog, symbols of death and decay. Inside, flowers, beauty, life. And that smoke rising in a perfectly straight line? She's controlling it, bending nature to her will. Everything about her is contradictory. Middle Eastern complexion, Anglo-Saxon hair, Persian decorations on her robe. That crescent sickle at her waist links her to Hecate, the ancient goddess of witchcraft. Look at that expression. Determined, focused, powerful. Is she protecting herself from something outside? Trapping something inside? Casting a curse or breaking one? Waterhouse never tells us. And honestly, that mystery is what makes this painting so captivating. She's not good or evil. She's just powerful. And that's terrifying. Meet Cersei, the sorceress who turns men into pigs, literally. See that? That's one of Ulysses' crew members. There's another peeking out from behind her throne. She's offering him a poisoned cup, thinking she's already won. In a second, she'll touch him with that wand to complete the transformation. But here's what she doesn't know. The god Hermes warned Ulysses, gave him a magical plant that blocks her poison. That mirror behind her, it reflects Ulysses' ship. He knows exactly what's happening. He's about to pull his sword and force her to reverse everything. This is Waterhouse's specialty, capturing the calm before the storm. The moment of confidence right before everything falls apart. Cersei thinks she's in control, but fate has other plans. Okay, this one's genuinely disturbing. Two nymphs have just discovered Orpheus's severed head floating in a river, his lyre tangled in his hair. After losing his wife Eurydice, the musician Orpheus wandered Greece heartbroken, rejecting all other women. The scorned Bacchantes murdered him in rage, tore him apart, and threw his head into the river. But here's where it gets eerie. The current flowing over the lyre strings made it play music. And Orpheus? He kept singing. Even in death, his head continued its mournful songs as it floated downstream. Waterhouse somehow made this grotesque scene hauntingly beautiful. That flower strategically covering part of the horror, the peaceful expression on Orpheus's face. It's macabre poetry. Death transformed into eternal art. The ultimate tragic musician, literally unable to stop making music, even after everything was taken from him. You know this story, but have you ever really looked at this moment? Pandora, the first woman in Greek mythology, created by Zeus specifically to punish mankind for stealing fire. She's holding the box, the one containing every evil that plagues humanity. Old age, illness, poverty, war, envy. Everything terrible about existence is locked inside that jar, and her hand is on the lid. This is the second before everything goes wrong, before innocence ends, before consequences become permanent. Look at that expression. She knows she shouldn't. You can see the hesitation, but curiosity is winning. It always does. Once opened, every evil escapes into the world. Only hope remains trapped inside, the cruelest twist of all. Waterhouse captures that fatal curiosity we all recognize. That moment when you know something's a bad idea, but you do it anyway. That's what makes this so powerful. We've all been Pandora. Let me show you jealousy in paint form. Cersei loved the sea god Glaucus, but Glaucus loved Scylla, a beautiful sea nymph who wanted nothing to do with him. So what did Cersei do? She found Scylla's favorite bathing pool and poisoned it. This painting shows the exact moment. Cersei floating over the water, pouring bright green poison from a vial. Below, the water bubbles and froths. Scylla's transformation into a six-headed monster is already beginning. The colors are insane here. Deep greens and blues like stained glass. Everything swirls around Cersei in this toxic, beautiful nightmare. But look at her expression. This isn't evil for evil's sake. It's grave, determined, human. This is what jealousy does. How heartbreak can twist even a goddess into something destructive and cruel. If she can't have him, no one can. And if he won't love her, he'll watch the woman he wants become a monster. That's dark. That's real. That's why this painting hits so hard. This love story was so tragic, Shakespeare literally used it in Romeo and Juliet. Thisby and Pyramus were neighbors in ancient Babylon, madly in love. But their families were enemies, so they could only talk through a crack in the wall between their houses. Finally, they planned to run away together, meet at a mulberry tree outside in the city. Thisby arrived first, saw a lioness with bloody paws from a fresh kill, ran, dropping her veil. The lioness grabbed the veil, staining it with blood. Pyramus arrived, found the bloody veil, assumed Thisby was dead, stabbed himself. Thisby returned, found him dying, used the same sword. Their blood soaked into the white mulberry fruit at the base of the tree. Legend says that's why mulberries are red to this day. Waterhouse painted Thisby in that final devastating moment, finding the man she loves already gone. One hand on the sword, the other reaching out for him. When love and death collide, this is what it looks like. Beauty can be deadly, literally. Lamia looks like a gorgeous woman kneeling before a young soldier, one delicate hand resting on his, the other touching his armor almost tenderly. But she's not human. She's a monster, a serpent demon who transforms into a beautiful woman to prey on young men. See that shimmering snakeskin draped beside her? That's her real form. She just shed it to seduce him. The soldier has absolutely no idea. Look at that expression. Completely entranced, utterly doomed. He's staring at her like she's the most beautiful thing he's ever seen. And she is. That's the trap. This painting asks an uncomfortable question. If something looks beautiful, does it matter what it really is underneath? Looking at his face, he clearly doesn't think so. He's already lost, already hers, and he doesn't even know he's about to die. Back to the Lady of Shalott, but this time before the boat, before the curse activated, when she was still trapped in that tower, sitting at her loom, weaving, always weaving, staring at that mirror because it's all she's allowed to see. Reflections, shadows, never reality. The title comes from Tennyson's poem, "I am half sick of shadows," said the Lady of Shalott. Through the window, there's a bridge. Camelot towers in the distance. Two lovers walking together in the sunlight. Everything she can't have. Everything she's forbidden to experience. Those loom shuttles even look like little boats, foreshadowing the vessel that will carry her to her death. This might be Waterhouse's quietest painting, but it's somehow the most heartbreaking. Because this isn't about curses or magic or dramatic death. This is about loneliness, frustration, the desperate, aching desire to live a real life instead of watching everyone else live theirs. This is the moment before tragedy, the slow suffocation of never being allowed to truly exist. And honestly, that hits harder than any shipwreck or poison or monster ever could. So there you have it. 10 Waterhouse paintings, 10 tragic women, 10 moments frozen in time. What do you think? Which painting hit you the hardest? Drop a comment and let me know which other Waterhouse works you want us to decode in part 2. And if this changed how you see Victorian art, make sure to hit that subscribe button, because we're just getting started.